So guys, if you're new here, you're going to notice that I use these charts a lot, and that's because this really helps me form my trade decisions on when I think is a good time to buy or sell. And throughout these videos, I'll just go over what I look for to make these decisions. So basically how these are set up is each of these bars represent one day, and then the line that you see represents the floor price. So as you could see, some of these projects have only been around for 2 days, so that's why we're only seeing 2 bars here. And for those projects, it's going to be really hard to make a trade decisions based on this little amount of data we have. So I often just skip it and I come back to it at a later date when we have more data on the chart. So these right now are the top traded NFT projects that have been minted within the last 2 weeks. So guys, now I usually talk about each of these projects individually and try to find when are the important dates coming up, because things like the public sale and the art reveal are 2 days that a lot of volume, a lot of trading happens that day. And for that reason, I like to avoid trading on those days. For example, if I were to have bought before the art reveal, I often sell before the artwork is revealed, because once the artwork is revealed, the price floor usually goes down, and that's because least desirable NFTs in that collection start selling off, which brings the floor price down. So for that reason, just me personally, I avoid art reveal days, and usually that is when we see large volume spikes. Now, I don't think that's what happened in this case on GossApe Girl official. And that's because the artwork was revealed I've seen it for a while because I've been following this one. Now, if you look at some of my previous videos, one thing that I like to look for is a period of low volume followed by these bigger volume spikes. And that's just signifying to me that new people are stepping up, new people are buying the project, and that's an indication of momentum. And then what I like to do is I like to ride the momentum, just try to maybe get in a day or two, maybe even 3 days into the project, and then take my profits. Because personally, NFTs are not investments. You really want to get in and out of projects. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute, because I'll show you the top NFT projects that were a few weeks ago, and you can see how the price skyrockets and then it crashes all the way down to basically nothing. So I really don't want to see anyone lose their money. So the best way to make money in NFTs is to trade in and out of them within only a couple days. So for this particular one, when we see this volume bar, which is 228 Ethereum traded that day for this particular project, compared to the previous day where only 57 Ethereum was traded, that's multiple times the amount of trading that happened the previous day. As you can see, there wasn't that much trading until almost the second day of the project. So there is a lot of buying happening right then. So what I like to do is I like to wait until the next day to see if there's continued momentum with that project. Because sometimes what happens is we'll get one of these large volume spikes, but that could be just one person buying something very expensive within the collection, or it could be some sort of manipulation. It could be someone just selling something to themselves within the collection, and then that unfortunately looks like it's a sale, and that's registers. So what I like to do is just wait to see the second day to see if we see continued momentum. And as you can see, the second day we're seeing a lot more volume. So there's 230 this day, and then the next day 650. So that's almost doubling the volume that they did yesterday, which was already a high day. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint, this project is looking good to continue to go higher. So this bar right here, it has not actually closed yet. This is today, and these bars closed at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's when the day resets for this particular graph, and that would be at around 4 hours. So there is very not light volume, but I would like to see more volume than I do see right here. But by the time the day ends, it's probably going to go up higher, probably, around this area, which is still much higher than these previous days. So this to me is still looking like a strong project, and it looks like it wants to continue to go up. Now that you know what I look for some of these entries into these NFT projects, let's look at some of these other projects and see how they're looking from a technical analysis standpoint. So Zipsies, this one is quite expensive already. It looks like there's decreasing volume, but the price is increasing, so that's kind of strange to see. We don't really see that very often. Um, so I would kind of be cautious of this one. The bar we're seeing right here, since it's bigger than the previous two, that shows that it's actually going to be momentum coming into the market, which is surprising since the price is going up. So me personally, I wouldn't want to be risking, almost 4 Ethereum on a project that the artwork hasn't even been revealed yet. But just looking at the technicals, this is a nicer looking candle than the previous two. So we should see a price increase at least up to the artwork reveal day. I mostly created this chart because I just wanted to follow something that had the volume decreasing but the price increasing, which is very strange to see. So I just kind of want to see how this plays out, honestly. All right, so next one, Stoner Ape Club. It's still too new to make a trade decision based on. Same with Monster Ape Club, still too new. Killer Girlfriend. See, this must have been the artwork reveal day. Like I mentioned before, when the artwork was revealed, usually that has the biggest volume because people are buying and selling the most on that particular day. And then what happens, as I mentioned, the price drops off because people are selling their least desirable ones in the collection. So the price went from 2 Ethereum to where it's at right now, 1.3. So it's almost a 50% loss in the amount of money that they had. So I would be avoiding this one until we see multiple days of low volume followed by a volume spike at least this size or bigger. And then we don't even buy then. We wait until one more day to see if that volume continues. So unfortunately, very often with projects is most of the action happens at the very beginning of the project, and then everything just like dies off and the project goes to almost zero. And we'll talk about some of the old projects that we're looking at previously and see if how they're looking. Okay, so this next one, Mossy Machi, it's going to be really hard to make a trade decision based on this chart since there's only 3 days. But one thing that's really good to see is that this current bar is already bigger than the previous two. And this current bar has not even been finished yet because there's still multiple hours left in this day. So as long as today is not the day of the art reveal, then we should see some continued momentum and continued price increase on at least until the day of the artwork reveal. So I would be trading up to that day and then selling before the reveal. So guys, sorry for not giving you information like I did last time, like on the pre-sale, the public sale, and the artwork reveal. And I just don't have a lot of time today. I'm actually going on a 10-day vacation tomorrow. So I'll look forward to that, going snowboarding in Colorado. And when I get back, I'll have more time and I'll be able to make these videos a lot more frequently. I'm trying to shoot for every single day, so we'll see how that goes. And then for those future videos, I will make sure to give you that information so we could have this better information for our trading decisions. So for now, let's just go ahead and move on. I'll just go over what I think just look good, just strictly from a technical analysis standpoint. All right, so this next one, KCG, I'm liking the volume spike right here, which is bigger than the previous days. However, I'm not liking how the floor price is going down. So ideally what I would like to see is the floor price going down and then the big volume day, the floor price going up. That will make much more sense. So because that's not happening, I would be a little more wary about this one. Basically just turning it into like a B setup to a C setup because of that happening, because the price of the floor is going down with the volume increasing. So because it's not doing what I want it to, it's just not as ideal of a trading situation. And when it's not ideal, I just don't take it. There are so many projects that come out every single day, and there's a ton of ways to lose money. So let's only focus on ones that look good, okay? All right, so next one, farmland, not enough data right here. The beings, not enough data. The whitelist, not enough data. Cool pets, not enough data. See, all of these have only been released for the past 2 days. So as the days pass, these charts are going to give you more data, which will give you more information to base your trade decisions on. So if you'd like this chart yourself, you can go ahead and just join my Discord, and it will be posted in this live charts area. And I post all the charts that I'm using right here for all the videos on that channel. All right, moving up. All right, so this next one, Lives of Asuna, looking quite interesting because there's so much volume. I mean, look at yesterday, 2,200 Ethereum traded for this particular project. So there's a lot of eyes on here, and when that happens, we have the highest opportunity of the price continuing to go higher. So this one, the artwork has not been revealed yet, so I'd be trading up to the artwork reveal and then looking for a price decrease after that, like it normally does. I'd look for a consolidation period with low volume, and then I'd be looking for a new entry with increasing volume, which will cover this. Maybe we'll look back in a next week when I get back from my vacation, and we'll see if there's any more trading opportunities within this project. All right, Prime Kong Planet. Not looking good because look, there's 1,800 daily volume here, and then on today it's only 500, so about 1/3 of what it was yesterday. So not looking good. All right, so these were today's NFTs that were being listed in this NFTs alert top volume channel, and they're posted every single hour, so they're constantly changing. And one thing I'd like to do now is just look back to see these charts that I created weeks ago to see if we can find any other ones with projects that are starting to look better. Okay, so the chart we're looking at right now are the projects that I went over last week. So let's go ahead and take a look at this chart and see how any of these projects are looking today. So Okuzi, this is one where we were seeing, it was right at the 25th, we were doing the video. I was seeing that this bar was multiple times bigger than the previous ones, and then plus the artwork was revealed. So I knew that it was going to look good, and that's why in the video I said this is going to explode. That was the name of the title of the video. These NFTs are about to explode. And as you can see, it did. This went from 4.3 at Ethereum to right now it's at 14 Ethereum, which is insane. It's crazy to think, some people bought in right here at 4.3 at Ethereum, and right now it's worth 14 Ethereum. So making 10 Ethereum in like a week is just insane. Honestly, it seems like the ones with the most potential are the ones that start off expensive. So just keep that in mind. So I mean, this one right here, it even looks like it wants to continue to go up from here, which is crazy because we're seeing large volume, increasing floor price. It's just looking pretty good to continue to go higher, which is crazy. Let's look at some next ones. Killer GF. This is the artwork reveal day, volume dying down, and now we're just going to wait for a consolidation period and then hopefully see volume spike this big or higher for a new entry. Metaverse. All right, so we're seeing a decrease in volume. However, the floor price isn't dropping too much. So that's a good sign because people are not lowering the floor price. However, I want to see some nice increasing volume before I consider buying into this project. Even though the price is starting to go up, it's going up with low volume, so it's just a bit risky for me. All right, let's check out our Reptile Armory. Decreasing volume, decreasing price, not looking good. Mecha Apes, decreasing price, decreasing volume, not looking good. Hape Prime, decreasing volume, consistent price. So that means like just in the previous project, people are not lowering the floor price. That's a good sign. So if we were to see like a big volume spike like this over here with the floor price being the way it is, it's going to be game on with this one. It's just going to blow up again and go up multiple Ethereum. But this is priced out on most of us. I mean, it's at 9 Ethereum right now, so I don't think any of us are going to be buying into that. That's way too much money to risk. So it's nice to see the big volume bar, but look at the amount of volume. Only 42 Ethereum. So, one person could do that. One person could buy something big in the project, or one person could manipulate the price by like just selling one NFT to themselves at a very expensive price. So just by looking at these bars, it's looking good. However, the amount of volume that it took to do that is low, so I'd be cautious. So because of that, it went from, like a B to like a C trade. Whereas it could go higher, but it's still, it's not 50-50, it's maybe like 60-40, but I still don't want to take that risk. I kind of want to go for NFT projects where I have like over a 75% chance of making money on it. Now, maybe if this bar was the size of this one, then I would have been interested. But it has not proved itself yet, so for that, just moving on, just going to keep it on my radar. MGDC, not looking good. So nostalgia, this one, I mean, yes, it has 40 Ethereum, but when each of them has a floor price of 2.8, I mean, that's only like 30 sales that day. That's not enough. We want to see way more sales if we want to get interested in a project. So we need to see volume bars closer to this size over here, 330 daily traded, for me to be interested in this project, at least minimally. So Cool Monkeys, last I was talking about it was here when we were seeing this big volume spike. However, I did mention that what I like to see is like a period of low consolidation like this, but there was only one bar. So it's pretty hard to make a trade decision based on that, but it did still kind of look good at the time. The next day, there's still nice volume, so it's still looking good at this day. But this day over here, when the volume bar was lower than all these other ones, it's not looking good over there. It's not looking good then. So this one went from a B setup over here to where it's at right now, which would be probably a C setup. It is nice that the price floor isn't continuing to drop, but we're not seeing increasing volume yet. So, I mean, at this time, I wouldn't be buying into this project. If I was holding, I probably would be looking to exit, to be honest with you. All right, Ape MFers, the volume is too low. I mean, even though there's a nice volume bar here, it's only at 26 Ethereum, very easy to manipulate. Just gonna skip this one, not enough volume. All right, see Little Heroes. See, this is what I was talking about, how on the artwork reveal day, you get the most volume. And if you didn't know that was what was happening that day, you would see that much volume and think that, this looks like a good time to buy because this is multiple times the size of all these other ones. But because the artwork reveal was that day, that's why we had so much volume. Since then, we've seen nothing but price decreases as people continue to sell off their collection. So that's not looking good there. Crypto Bats, this is one that I would like to be interested in, but I would need to see a lot more volume. Now, the reason I'm somewhat interested in this one, Crypto Bats, is because it started out very expensive, 2.2, went down all the way down to 1 Ethereum, and we had a long period of low consolidation with the volume. That's what I like to look for. Now, if we could only see some nice big volume spikes come in, then I'd be interested in buying into this project. So I'd definitely be keeping an eye out on this one, Crypto Bats by Ozzy Osbourne. Alright guys, so I think I'm going to wrap up the video right here. Just a reminder, I am going on vacation and I'll be back in 2 weeks. But I will have everything still automated over in my Discord. So you could join the Discord within this top volume channel. You could see every single hour the different NFT projects sorted by highest volume and that have been minted within the last 2 weeks. So that's the projects that we've talked about just now. I have another channel called Minting Alerts. So this just tells you if something is being minted rapidly. It doesn't mean the price is going to continue to go up. I like to use this just to help me put NFT projects on my radar. And sometimes if I'm at my computer and one of the alerts goes off, oftentimes, not oftentimes, but I would say 50-50. A lot of projects on here are free. So sometimes I'm able to just look at their website, mint one for free, and then sell it for a quick profit. So all these live alerts will be running in my Discord. If you're interested, just join the link in the description below. And in 2 weeks when I get back, I'll be sure to be more consistent with making these videos because I'll have a lot more time on my hands. So I will see you guys then.